Okay, this first rep's gone to pot. I don't know when I'll learn. I feel so empty. So good morning and welcome back to another training series episode as I build towards the Alicante half marathon. This is week 6. We are back for some more goal pace practice in the Alpha Fly 3. They will not be my racing shoe, so we will utilise them out here in training. And currently right now it is Thursday. We've had a busy week this week. We're going to do a bit of a flashback in a minute before we get into this workout. First of all, finish the warm-up. So there we go, the sun is blinding. It is a beautiful winter's morning. Winter is here. It is lovely and frosty, unlike what you're about to see shortly. But today, what have we got on the cards? I have got a nice chunky workout. We are upgrading from the 6.2 miles or 10k that we did last week. We're going up to 7 miles worth of work today in the form of a 3-mile effort to start with. So effectively very similar to what we did last week where we did 2x5k. So we'll do a 3-mile half marathon effort. I want that to be around half marathon pace-ish. And then we're going to be doing 90 seconds easy jog. And then we've got a hard 1-mile effort. We're going to be dropping back to a longer 2-mile effort. And then we're going to finish off with a harder 1-mile effort. So we're going to go 3-1, 2-1. The goal here, those ones that are dotted, or that first one that's dotted in between, is aimed to get my heart rate up. Get me working hard, get those lactate levels up before trying to settle back into a longer 2-mile effort and then see what we got left to finish with a hard mile effort. But before we get into today, I have a previous workout to show you which happened on Tuesday. It's a less specific workout. It was a little bit warmer and I had a good time out there on the trails doing this one. So we'll roll the clip on that one first and we'll come back here and see how we get on. All right, so let's go and put some effort in, shall we? We have some 40-mile-an-hour winds hitting us right now. So it's going to be interesting. It's not quite settled in yet, but we're getting some very strong gusts. So trying to get the workout done as quickly as possible. Now, of course, the goal pace workout is to come later in the week, but overall, very happy with the early signs of training, very happy with utilising the hills, which is exactly where we're going now. Hereford 10k showed us that we are trending in very much the right direction. I'll stop just here very quickly before we get into this workout to explain what we have today. So we're going to do an 8-minute tempo. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago we did a fartlek workout out on here. We did 8-minute tempo, then 5x3 and 4x75. So the 8-minute tempo basically takes me very close to the top of the big hill. So I'm going to be tempoing up the hill. I think I averaged 650 per mile for that last one. Going to be a bit more relaxed today. I think we'll just see what it comes out at. But for me, this time after the tempo, we're going to be doing 8x2 minutes and then 6x1 minute. So 22 minutes worth of work today. And that's kind of where I'm going to be holding. I did 22.5 minutes on the couple of weeks ago on that 5x3 and 4x75. But 30 seconds is neither here nor there. That's kind of where I'm aiming for at the moment. For these fartlek workouts out there, because of course with the 8-minute tempo on the front, that is a 30-minute workout in total. I'm really excited for this one. I love taking things out onto these big hills that we're about to go on. I'm pointing over this way. Up there we're going to be going very shortly. So overall, very happy with how I feel post Hereford. Excited to get this one done, but of course more excited for later in the week to start working on some goal pace again. We did the 2x5k and we've got more to come later this week, but we are 7.5 minutes into this warm-up. I'm just going to get to 10 minutes. I'm going to hit go because that's roughly what I did last time, and that tempo, as I said, dropped me at the top of the hill. So let's do it. Okay, first half of the workout as we head up there, we're going to be going into the wind with this one. It looks like the wind is coming straight at us, which means hopefully on the way back we'll have a tailie. Here we go, green gate. Let's do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. There we go, tempo done, 6:53 pace, which is really encouraging because I literally just finished there at the top of the hill, and before I started my rep 2 weeks ago, I had about a minute's flat at the start, so this one had more hill in it, so that's good, that's good. Now on to the reps, 8x2, 6x1, all of these are off 60 seconds. Okay, 5 of the 8 2s done. Really good so far, surprisingly, but we're now hitting the 2-mile stretch that just goes uphill. So we're going to have all 3 of the, I think it's 2 miles, maybe it's 1.5 miles. All 3 of these next 2s are going to be straight uphill, and then the ones at the end we're going to have some ups and downs, some really big ups and some really big downs to get back out onto the road. So let's get these last 3x2 done. This is the biggest uphill one, number 7. Come on, those were outstanding. Very happy with that, and also floated well in between them, all in the 7 something per mile. So yeah, strong, really strong. 6 minutes ago, we're going, dropping off a cliff here, going up a cliff, dropping down a cliff, and then we're back out onto the road. Up the mountain. Three of the 6 done. We're off the hills. We're now on the flat. There we go. Absolutely fantastic. Buzzing with that. Kept the floats in the 7s again. Ripped the 1s. Yes. Those paces were far greater than 2 weeks ago. Appreciate the reps were, sorry about that, that was my dad ringing me. So yes, paces were far greater this time. I know I had 3.5 minute reps last time, so naturally they'll be a bit slower, but those 2-minute reps were quick. I was expecting, based on what I did on the 3.5 minutes 2 weeks ago, sort of 550s, 540s. So to rip some of the paces that we did was great. And then the 1s, wow, I still can't believe rep number 2 of the 1 where I ran sub 6 pace up that hill. Oh, very happy. There we go, that went really well actually. I must admit I felt like something clicked on that workout. I kind of felt like I'd sort of leveled up out on the trails. I've been doing the hills for a few weeks now, and it was nice to hit faster paces out there whilst I was yeah, rolling on those rollers, especially on the last 3x2 minutes coming back up that hill. Very, very happy indeed. But of course the week is not complete. We have got today to do, so we've got the specific stuff to get on with now in the Alpha Flies. Let's do it. But of course, just before we jump in, I want to say a massive thank you to COROS for sponsoring this week's video, this training series as I lead towards the Alicante half marathon. Delighted to be repping the COROS Pace Pro during this training series, and of course the arm heart rate monitor under here. This week I want to show you how easy it is to adapt and set up this watch. In particular for these workouts right here, it is so important for me to look at data second and work and focus just on what is going on in the moment and lock in to my body. So what do I like to have set up on screen when I'm out there doing these reps? Well, I want the basics. I just want the time, I want the pace, and I want the lap distance. I don't want any heart rate data, I don't want any average stride length or anything like that. All of this stuff is available and customizable in the app, but for me, when I'm out there running at these efforts, I just want to lock in to how I feel and get the job done. And that is the beauty and the simplicity of this app. As you can see on screen, I went in here and I have my data field set up. I've got multiple screens on the watch which I use for various runs throughout the week. I don't use all of them, but this one in particular I adapted slightly just so I had the basics on there. And honestly, it took about a minute to set up, and then obviously you just hit save, export it to the watch, and it's all done for you. Super easy, super simple, super quick. And of course that means that you guys can set it up exactly how you want to see it as well. So as I keep banging on about every week, I'm just super impressed with the versatility of this thing. Not only is the performance of the watch great, the GPS fantastic, all of that stuff that I keep mentioning, but the app and the setup behind the scenes on the training hub is where it is at. Just all the data I'm getting is absolutely fantastic. Great to watch my fitness rise, great to to be able to set everything up nice and easy, great to be able to track all the metrics that I need to throughout this training block. So if you've been impressed with what you've seen here on the channel so far in the build up to the Alicante half marathon, don't forget to check out the link in the description below. That will get you a free band whilst you are ordering the watch as well. So a little free gift thrown in there too. Absolutely fantastic, highly recommended, absolutely loving it. And as I said, once this training series is over, I will continue to use this product moving into the year. So once again, a massive thanks to COROS for sponsoring this video. Make sure you guys check out the link below if you're interested in COROS products. Here we go. Nothing coming, nothing coming. Let's go for it. Okay, this first rep's gone to pot. I had a huge lunch yesterday for New Year, to the point where I chose not to eat dinner. I don't know when I'll learn, but I feel so empty. Very annoying. This one is fading fast. 5:45 for that one. That went from a 5:30 mile to a 5:40, and I assume the last one was a 6 something. And what I'll do is I'll get the 1 mile rep done, and if I really fade, I'll call it there. $5:26 for the mile, we'll call it there. I've got nothing. So there we go, it is what it is, no sleep lost over it. I know exactly why. As I said, huge lunch yesterday around 2:30, to the point where at 7:30 last night I felt like the food was still here, and went to bed at 10:30, feeling like it had finally settled. Got up this morning, haven't got out until 9:30, had a small breakfast. So really in 19 hours there's not been a lot of food that's gone into me, and I kind of stepped out the door this morning and went, you don't feel great, do you? And yeah, logic says I should have either pushed this session till tonight, so I've got a full day of eating in and got some energy back in me, or just forced some food down me last night, which I didn't really want to do. So yeah, no sleep lost. I know exactly what it is, and the grand scheme of things is it's been a good week. So I'm just trotting around easy now, take it up to like 8.5 miles, and we'll go again. The other thing I suppose to say is this week I shifted the goal pace session to Thursday. In my plan they're penciled in for Tuesdays, but this week I moved it around just post Hereford. I thought I'll go and do the fun one first, get that done, and then rest a little bit more before coming out to do this one. That probably backfired as well. I was obviously super fresh last week, super fresh with all the time off. So Hereford was like workout number 1, fartlek was number 2, which is why that went so well. And today was number 3. I really should have probably done the fartlek today and not worried so much about it. But that's all good, we'll rest, recover, go again. We got another meaty goal pace session next Tuesday, so we'll get our redemption there. Otherwise, beautiful day for it, and another good week. So there we go, both workouts done. Really happy with that. Obviously not quite the way I wanted the last one to end, but I know exactly why it happened. And to be honest with you, I feel so much better now because I've actually eaten a lot of food ready for the long run. So ultimately, I know why I caused that one, and that's absolutely fine. We had Hereford, we've had the great fartlek workout, and we had that one that just didn't quite go to plan. I've got another 6 weeks to get more of this stuff banked. I've got some less intense weeks coming up. So I'm stacking these next 2 weeks up with quite a lot of intensity in it, being very mindful not to overdo it, but also kind of maybe push things a little bit, because I've got maybe 2 races back to back at the end of the month, and then I'll have one more bigger week before the taper, which means that those race weeks are going to have less intensity in them, just one workout. I'll start to basically load up now and gently start to freshen up. Those race efforts will take a lot out of me, as I've found with Hereford. However, as we get towards the goal race, I don't want to risk anything. Now's the time for me to get the training in and work hard, and then I can start to gently ease off as we get closer to the race. So overall, another good one, guys. Really appreciate your support. Happy to kick on. I'll use the alpha flies again. Bit unfair to really get them out in that workout that didn't go to plan. It is what it is. We'll dig them out probably again next week or the week after, and see how we go from there. So that's it from me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please do give it a like, share it with your friends, and of course subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and I'll see you on the next one.